All right, welcome back to another episode of Game Crafters, where today we're making a level. And it shouldn't be too complex of a level. It's a nice ice puzzle. We all like those ice puzzles, don't we, folks? I mean, I would say they're fine. They would be a bit of a pain to do if the enemies were all, well, in the ice, because that's where things get a lot more complicated and tricky. But other than, that aspect of the ice puzzles, it's still a fun mechanic, I would say. So, anyways, yeah, if you enjoyed today's episode, please leave a like and subscribe for more. So, right here, we are going to start working with some ice. I'm not entirely too sure what exactly this is going to look like yet. I have some idea in mind for what I want to do, just not entirely since, vacation and not really thinking about stuff too much. But either way, we are here. We're going to work on what we can work on, and then we'll be golden. Other than that, though, I gotta figure out, where things need to be and what we need to do here, puzzle-wise at least. Which I might have an idea, to some extent, on one thing I can do. Create a nice room here or something. Like so. Whoops. Okay, this is where we can start having the ice do its thing and whatnot. I'll just fill this up with ice for now, and I'll get rid of what needs to be gotten rid of. Now, I do have something in mind for this small area. You will see soon enough what I have in mind. All right. So first things first, I got to figure out where I want things to be. For example, we want to have a nice crate right here. Simple, really. You just got to find a spot you can go to get to a certain spot. What we'll do is have one of these here, and we'll have a nice wall over here. Then, of course, we can have another crate here. There's only a select few places you can really go to at this point. So what I can do is make more spots to give you more options. But mostly it's all going down a very specific route. And that specific route, yeah, you're going to want to push that down. Find a way around. You could push that here. And push that out. Come back out. Huh. That's interesting. I somehow created a unique, well, not unique, but as soon as you push this down, this didn't have anything here. Yeah, you can't really go here unless you want to get that crate stuck. Wait, would it get stuck? No. Technically, it wouldn't. Unless we put ice there. But usually ice is meant to be a thing that crates aren't exactly, stuck with. Trying to think here. Do I want ice there? Because, yeah, putting ice beneath the crates It's not like... I guess we could. Is there an instance where we have ice beneath crates prior? Probably not. Though if we don't have anything like that, then... What if I were to expand upon this? Maybe not like that, but maybe like this. Like, how would that change up how to solve this? Doing that wouldn't work because you would push us into a corner. Again, that still wouldn't work. I mean, we probably could just leave it like that, in all honesty. Oops. Like, either way you put it, you're going to be pushing this crate up. But you can't really go anywhere either than here or here. And it's ideal that you probably leave this crate here anyways. Would it be ideal? Yeah, no, wait, hold on. Because if this is pushed down and you decide, oh, I could just do this and then do that and boom. But now you go back, how do you get that crate, huh? You didn't think that one through, did you? You could push it down, but now it's in a corner. So it doesn't matter if that's there. Huh. Interesting. So no matter what, it still screws you over if you don't get this over to here first, and then go back to push that out, and then go back to, where was the path to get to this point here? There was another path to get to that, but where was it? Wasn't there a way? I just saw... I mean, you know, we could just solve it now, right? I think you can understand what the current... Also, I don't really even need this on right now. So, like, the original plan would be... Well, there is that. And that is an option. I'm going to try something. I don't think it's going to work, but I wanted to try something. Wait, that pushes that there. Oh wait, what am I doing? Of course that's possible. And then you just go over here and do that. There you go. That's how you solve that. And because of the way this is in, now you can go that way. Of course, this means it blocks off this entire area, so whatever the hell you need here, you better get it. Who knows what you need here? You could need a few things here. And down here. There could be a few things you need in that area, right there. But before we continue further, we should at least figure out what should be here. And what should be here is more ice, to some extent. To some extent, there should be more ice. And now on top of that, we should have some lava. right here. And on top of that, do I want to put a vertical enemy here? The vertical enemy being here at the very least means that you can't take the far route because the lava is going to stop you. So you're going to want to have to take this route to avoid that. It's a very simple obstacle, but not really a puzzle. I think this area really can only have obstacles with how small I've made it. I'll put a key here, though. Whole reason I want to go that way. And of course... Oh, I got an idea. What we can do right here, ideally, if I can find the damn bastards, is put nice clockwise or counterclockwise. I'm seeing clockwise in my vision of what this should look like. Right? Yeah. That's not the number I want. This one's a tricky one. I mean, I guess you wait for them to go here, and then you move. Simple as that. I guess we can also have some counterclockwise and a clockwise here. That is counterclockwise. I mean, whoops. Why not? I don't want the scripts open. I want this and I want that. I mean, these guys are simple. Just follow them along the edge, then pass that, then follow them along the edge, and then do the same thing. Pass that, follow along the edge, and just go here. You got one key door unlock. Now there's going to be another. Well, hold on. Before I do that... why don't we have a nice crate ice puzzle here as well? Should be simple enough, right? I would say leave this open so we have 3 different routes to take. And for that matter, we could probably put you here. Now I'm trying to figure out what would be the best way to get this crate to go into here. Unless you don't want the crate to go into there yet. And you want to push it downwards for some reason. Problem is you can't exactly get in there yet. I could think of something here. But for a path to work, and work properly, or did I just put that down? I should push this up. Can't exactly push this here. Unless there was like a patch of 2 open spots. We could probably at least leave some patches. What would these do? Well, no, I think leaving that open makes sense. What would these do? I don't know. There is the option of pushing another crate in here. but you would also need a means to escape. Because you can't, logically, you can't exit out of this. Tricky thing to figure out ice puzzles and how they need to work. I'll get back to that in a minute. Right now, let's continue working on this little spot right here. Here are our 3 keys that we need to progress. Now here comes the part of figuring out how this should all be. There should be more ice puzzles too. What precisely is it going to end up looking like? No clue. We're going to figure that out soon. It's an interesting one because you got like several ice puzzles here and a very simple one that you got to do first, because if you try to get to these two, you'll block that path off. Let's add some of the... Oops, that's not where I want you to go. Whoops. We'll open these 2 paths up like we did there. Whoops again. Okay, good. So we have some options, I would say. I don't know how much options, though. There's not really that many options to choose in what you can do to make this a work. I would say a nice lava path here to kind of prevent you from going forward and needing the, what'd you call it for that? That would do. The real question is, how would you get a crate over here? I mean, I can see one path. We just gotta figure out how to formulate it. I could put a crate here. Maybe. Or if not there, we could probably put a crate here and have a nice bit of this here. At the very least, you push the crate out. Aside from that, we could probably put a crate here, right? I think ideally we want to have at least 3 crates in this area. For a few good reasons. And there are ways to be able to move the crates out and around too. How about, whoops, one of these here. Okay. And now grinding the position is easy. Getting to it, though, with this in the way. So you might want to push that out. And then once you do that, you can push this going in that direction, but... I mean, it just ends us up with the same problem. So what would the purpose of this crate be? Trying to figure out ways to have crates combined together to use them as stops for the puzzle. And that's the tricky part in trying to figure that particular puzzle out. Like right now, how do we get anything going down to there? Because as soon as we go over to here, we are pushed out there. Unless we remove an ice here, and maybe here just because. Because we don't want it to be linear, right? That pushes that out to here, which would then allow us to push this up to here and use that for this area, but for what reason? There's gotta be a reason we use these crates here. 2 of these crates are going to disappear. I mean, ideally, you want to use 2 more crates to fill in one of these spots here. Ideally, one of these crates. You push up to here, and then push another one up to there, and with your 3 keys, you escape. But you need 1 more crate to push here, and another crate to push there. Now my objective is to figure out how to make that work, which is clearly not going to be an easy task, but I can at least get this crate out here. So we can use that to start this process. So now that we have at least one option here, how do we get this to go where it needs to go, but not go too far? We could put a crate there, could put a crate there. But you can't bring it to water. I know, but if crate's there, you put a crate there. Because I could definitely see a path where you could push a crate up here, then use the other crate to push it over to here, and then push that into here. You get the key, but the crate is now cornered. You still need to get the other key, but now you only have 2 crates to use to escape. So what path can we take to allow a crate, or what piece can we remove to allow a crate where it needs to be moved to? Because just simply having that move up to here wouldn't work. Because you could just move this up there, 1 piece, and then move there. Unless the goal is to try to get the crate into this spot. So how would you do that without cornering it, is the question. And using another crate to do so is another question. It's like, okay, yeah, you can push this crate up. Then go here and push this. No, because then you'll push it in the corner. Push that crate up. And it's there now. Go around. No, but then that will get pushed in the corner. There's gotta be a way that just does not have to go there. Unless we don't do that. Unless... Because, yeah, otherwise this wouldn't be completed without putting a crate in the corner and then pushing 1 crate over into there. I want to see if there is a way you can push that there. But, like, reasonably, if you put a crate into this spot regardless, it's going to move in the spot it needs to move into. So I don't know how I can make a double crate solve here unless you push this out and go then into there and boom. Maybe that should be the answer. It's a very simple answer, but now the question is, how do you get out? No clue. Unless we create a 1-way ice path. But even then, I like this layout here. So let me figure something else out. Let's figure out how to solve this part here. We at least have a solution to this. Let's figure out a solution to this. So this has been removed from the equation. Unless this is needed for anything else, these are what we have here. You can push this here, go around. Well, that would have to be moved, wouldn't it? Push that down to here. That then allows you to at least move this into position. Yeah, but then there's... Oh, but what if we used another crate there to solve that puzzle, which means you need to figure out how to get this to go down there. Interesting. Well, even if that were to be the case... Okay. Well, getting to there should be simple enough, right? Oh, no. No, it's not. It's not as simple. As a matter of fact, I don't think that would be the solution here, because you wouldn't be able to get down to that to push it down. There's no path here that would allow you to push it down. But is there a way I can use these crates to do that? I mean, the solution's almost there. I just gotta figure out how to get to it. If we were to say push the... Oh! That's the way. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I like it. Of course. The answer was right there. It was so simple. Now the question is, how the fuck do you get out of here? Because if we're not doing the double crate stack like we did to get in here, then... Well, maybe the double crate stack isn't the way. Well, no, we have to double crate stack. Because the way I'm seeing it, there's no way to be able to get that here without the double crate stack. And of course, messing with that would mess that up, so we don't want that. No, we don't want that. I gotta figure out another way to escape this genjutsu. Which theoretically should not be a problem, but also at the same time, I don't know. We at least have solutions for this, which is reasonable solutions. I'm gonna go on. Wait, is that necessary? I was thinking like maybe put a wall here just to like. And that might be necessary because how else would how else would you get there? There's no. Don't put a fucking wall there, man. What are you doing? Leave it open. It doesn't have to be filled in. What needs to be happening here is figuring out a way to get out of here that doesn't mess up with the flow of things and the way to get out of here. Well, again, it would mess up the flow if I move stuff around now. These would be here. They can't really be moved. Even if I could get them moved and out of here, I wouldn't be able to get back in anyway, so they're kind of just stuck here. I mean, I guess a crate can be moved there. No, it wouldn't work, because I still would be pushing it out as soon as I get to there. Regardless, these two have to be here. How much time has passed so far? 30 minutes of me thinking. Okay, alright, it's fine, I can figure this out. God, I wish we had the teleporter items at this point, but we don't. Are you open? Yeah, you are. Maybe. I mean, that wouldn't be the worst idea in the world. Okay, yeah, I got an idea. Doesn't exactly matter how this goes, because no matter what, you're going to need to get the 2 keys anyways. You get 1 key, boom, but you still need to get these 2 keys. So once you solve the puzzle and got all the keys, you can get out that way. This is the ideal one to solve second, then this third. Outside of that, I guess we could put a nice clockwise enemy there. And then aside from that, we can have a nice couple of ice spaces going down the line here. Now, you've got the keys all used, but if you want to get to this, you're going to need a key, not a key. If you want to get this key, then you can finish the level. No. If you want to get to the finish, you need to get the key. but you can't get the keys that you used here to get to here, basically. Well, okay, there's potentially a way if you don't get that key first, so I'm gonna step back that there. God, that would be a quick way to finish the level. Okay, hold on. We don't need to do that. But instead it can be this. Because if you get the key, then you can easily just do that, and we don't want you to do that now, do we? No. Therefore, as soon as you open that up, you still can't get there. You gotta figure out this puzzle first, then this one, and then you're allowed to go. It's a very simple puzzle. Simple? I mean, it took me some thinking to try to get this puzzle to work properly, but hey, that's just me. You might be different. Well, it depends, because apparently the generations are getting quite dumb now. Critical thinking skills going out the window thanks to AI. Not too sure how I feel about that. I don't want to dumb my craps down for people. I don't want to treat the readers like they're idiots or the players like they're idiots. I want to treat them like they know what they're doing. Like they learned what they needed to do and they figured out the solution to what they needed to do. That's how I want to treat them, at the very least. I could provide two different solutions here, which makes the most sense to at least attempt to do something like that. We could put a key here with a lava here. We have more ice, but I'm going to set it up like this. There'll be... Well, it doesn't exactly matter where it goes. Also, that was lava, right? That's not enemies. Yeah, no, that's a light orange. I have an idea on what I can do here. Okay. All right. I'm going to provide a pathway here. But the thing I need to work on first should be here. Whoops. This is, giving you at least an idea as to what to expect in the icy peaks. Ah, yes. Icy peaks. That wordplay you need to know. You don't know, then you don't know. Sorry, brother. I can't help you with that. Well, now that's a good question. We can have a spot and leave it there, and that would work. But also trying to figure out a solution to get the crates to move where they need to move to. Well, that would be a challenge. And we're purposely leaving enemies out of this to make it simple for now. Enemies will be a part of the ice crate puzzles or ice puzzles in general at some point. Just, I really feel like I should not be making these things overtly difficult just yet. Okay, well now I gotta figure out how to get this to go where it needs to go. All right. We should also put another crate here, just because. Though, and admittedly, I have no clue where the hell I want to put it exactly. That's reasonable enough. I mean, I would say here probably would be fine. Trying to see what it would be like if I put a wall here. Because like no matter what, you wouldn't be able to get through if there was a wall there. So regardless, you would have to take this path. I'm providing two different solutions here. Two solutions that makes the most sense. One of which would be to try to solve the crate puzzle to get it into a certain spot here. Another of which I can go on ahead and put these in spots where the crate is most ideal to end up landing. Could also put a nice pattern here too. It doesn't really do much of anything, it just looks cool. Like you're still going to be going down the pathway. Okay. So the way I see this, I'm going to put one of these here. Whether or not it's going to help or hinder is the question. Interesting. How about I put one of these here? Now that is a solution. There's at least two solutions here with two crates if you can see it. I'm trying to leave this one a bit more open-ended, but either way, you ideally will want to use either two crates or one. Put a crate there, it gets put into position. That would be ideal, wouldn't it? Now that's an interesting one. Oh, no, not here. It was here. Well, even then, it's like... Still wouldn't be able to get the crate there. But it would prevent you from being able to push a crate there. But it would also prevent you from being able to get out of here with the key. So that wouldn't work. Unless I were to put that here, whoops, and then do that. I mean, if you wanted to try to solve it with the crate there, I suppose that wouldn't be the worst idea. I got all this room to move and do stuff in, but not a lot of options is the problem. Like either way, it's going to be solved the same way or another. The question is if you can solve it with one crate or not. If you mess up one crate, I at least want to have an option for one crate to work. I just gotta figure out how to make it work is the thing. Within reason, of course. But you still wouldn't be able to push it that way. Unless, again, we were to leave this space open. And leaving most of the space open wouldn't really mean much. Either way, it would push one here, push that here, push it down, push it here. But then where the hell would you go from there? How the hell would you solve this with one crate? Yeah, then we need a way to push it back into this spot. The thing is, you need to get it into that spot, but I don't think there's a way you can get it into this spot without using like a second crate. And if you could use a second crate, you could just stack them up here and then you're golden. How would I make this a way where you can only use one crate? But not make it be super obvious. Like, there's a way I can make it work, but how do I make it without it making it look super obvious? Here's the question. Unless I were to do something like this. So you really have like 3 spaces to drop your crates in. Again, it still ends up being pretty linear. And it still ends up in the same spot, so what am I doing? Do I just forgo the ability to do that and just have the very simple option? Though if we have the very simple option, we should at least make it somewhat tricky to perform, right? Because this is a very easy in the sense that you have to move 2 of these crates into one spot. And even if you could do that, if you're smart enough to realize what the other option is, then you can just do it that way and not do it the other way. You can save yourself the trouble. I'm trying to provide 3 ways to solve this. And one is actually very simple if you just pay attention. Well, I guess the thing you... but then you still need to get this to go in a certain spot. Well, no, there are options if I leave some instances open. Well, yeah, but having that like that isn't going to work either. But then leaving this open like that. Whoops. I mean, I guess you could push a crate here and push it here. Or you could push a crate here and then push it up here. Which defeats the purpose of solving this puzzle. But you can still push a crate here, go all the way around, and push it here. But then you can't push it up, so that doesn't help. Unless, again, we were to leave this space open like that. Unless, if we're doing this way and trying to stack up crates, is there a way that this could work? No. Not one that I can see that doesn't end up with the crate being stuck. I mean, leaving a path open up here, but what does that do? Oh. Yeah, doing that would just make that a very simple one crate solve. Either way, you're using the 2 crates. You wouldn't be able to get back here. If you could, again, the same problem resides. You can't really move it there. Honestly, I think that's just good enough. Now, there is other solutions there, but... well, you know how it is. Very simple. And all you gotta do is just not mess up the puzzle. And like I said, no matter what, that would get used. We can't get there. Alright, now let me remind myself how this was done. I think we want to move this one first, which will then allow us to go and move this one next. Then we put that in its place, go up here, and boom. We could also probably maximize this at this point. No reason not to. Okay, so the solution here is very simple. This needs to go up here. This needs to go down here. And we need to go all the way around. Push this all the way up here. Ah, wait, shit. I need to save that crate to stop this and then push it. It's fine, we can restart. That was a blunder if I've ever had one. No problem. Tricky, but not too tricky. I don't need to spend this key. What I do need to do is get over to here. Wait. Get over to here. And I can technically use this to get to here. Save some time. That's not where I wanted to go. That's also not where I wanted to go. Fool, I could have went right. Okay, you are still needed. The question is, how did I get to you? Yeah, wait, how did I solve this? Can't exactly go up there, because then I'll just die. Like, I could push this up. But then that just gets stuck there. what was the solution for that again? No. Solution is I need to somehow push this in the right spot. Again, I can't exactly get up there. Nor can I get around there unless I can get here. Well, yeah, I could push that back down, but again, let's just get this over to here. I could have sworn I had a solution and now I've forgotten it. Unless I was thinking wrong, which is a possibility. Okay, so you're here now. The problem with that is that I have no way of being able... I mean, I guess I do technically have a main. Oh no, I've had a main. What the hell was the solution? I had a solution for this, but now I've forgotten it. Pushing up there isn't going to work. I still need to be able to push this where it needs to be pushed. What the hell was the solution? Was the solution to have that push that here, but I needed to get down there? Being able to push it right would help, but I can't push it right now. I mean, I guess technically I could. I can't push it anywhere other than up and down. That would push that up to there. Which wouldn't help me. Pushing this back down doesn't help. So now I have to go through this whole song and dance again if I wanted to get back up. Where did I just think that this was in the wrong spot and it's actually supposed to be right there? Moving it up is just going to get this stuck in the corner right here. Which means now I'm going to do this again. We don't want it to get stuck in the corner. Pushing that all around there wouldn't help either, even if I could get to it. And again, I still can't reach that. I don't know, I think the idea was to somehow push this... Yeah, but again, the problem is I wasn't able to get to here with ease. There was no way for me to get to there. And again, even if I were to push this here, go left there, and then go left here, and up here to then go here, and then around here to push this here, that still doesn't solve the issue of this being here and then in a corner. I think the issue is I thought this was supposed to be here. But also I like the idea of pushing that in the corner and then using that to get around here and push this here. The only issue is trying to get this crate to move where it needs to move here. Now, if that were the case, and I push that up here, oh yeah, even with that there, it still wouldn't work. And even if I could move it up to here, I could move it up that far. Like I said, the idea was to have this go up to here and then that move that into there. There's just so much moving parts of this puzzle, and I'm nearly going over an hour here with 4 minutes left, by the way. I should try to, not this way, I should try to hurry this a bit. I thought I had the solution, but apparently I did not. There's a whole lot of confusion there. But we're good now. We're about as good as we can be, really. Now, this way. No, this up. Okay, now this can be solved. Which means we can push this up here. I still feel like there was something I could have done there. But I completely lost the plot. I don't know what I was thinking before, but it doesn't matter. We should be able to push this up here, then up here. Then we gotta get our ass back open this hole. We now have 2 keys. Which is great. Now, there was a solution here. Can I remember what it was, though, is the question. I think I needed to move you first. But in order for me to be able to get you to go down where you need to go down, I needed you to go here. Now I need to go down here, all around, and push you in that spot. Now here's where I need to go around, down. Get here, and I can push this here. Oh shit, but now how do I push? Wait, no. No, come on. You were right there. Was there another way to do this? Because we wouldn't have been able to have gotten that there. And I wouldn't have been able to have gone around that either. I know I can just remove this piece right here, and we can just pause and remove it now and then remove it later. I'm also going to delete this timer because at this point we are going way past an hour. Was there any way we could have done this without the use of that? No, right? Because I think the only solution would be to get rid of this piece of ice here. That is the only solution. But now the problem is, how the hell do I get back up there? I see a path. Okay. Crisis averted. Now we can go through here and delete all of these blocks. Now here comes this part, which theoretically shouldn't be too bad. I'm just debating how I want to solve this one. Do I want to solve it the way? Oh, I guess I don't really need to do that. Well, no, because this will just push this right up there. Ooh. Right, I forgot about that tidbit. God, I hope there's a way to solve this too. I mean, there's at least one way, but I need to also figure out how to solve it the other way. Now you're out. Going there wouldn't work. we need to go around. Ah, shit. I'm kind of at a stalemate there. What you looking at, cat? I'm trying to figure this out. The other way out. Like, if that wasn't here, I can come out and move this. Yeah, but me pushing out there wouldn't really work in our favor. Once again, I were to push us down here, but what does this do for me? Well, for one thing, I can at least try to move this shit where it should be. Oh, that's the wrong direction. Move, cat, I can't see you. Okay, it's fine. I can fix this. Now that we've done that, I can push this out, then go around and push this here. I could do the same thing over in that direction. But what we want to do, well, what would be the easiest route? Because this would get me there still. This would get me there all the way. Right. All the way. So wait, well, before I do that, let's push you in the position. And now we can push you here. And oh, we have the key. Which means that we have the key, we can go back. And then, boom, level completed. Okay, there's the other way. And I will showcase that way, but now I have to go through this whole song and dance. I don't know why that's like that. This level is going to be, this episode is going to be a bit longer than it should be, really. All this was just wrought with me. Oh, also, we need to get rid of this because otherwise this can't be solved. Let's not forget, we didn't delete that in the game editor. We deleted that in-game itself. And that's not how you fix the problem. Glad I remembered that, because that would have been there and that would have sucked. I mean, at the very least, this part here is cool. I like the way to solve that one. Oh, I should also do a quick save. And this is all worked on, right? So that should be good. Emphasis on should be. God, there's so much still to get done with here. I was hoping to finish this on time to work on some more Nova Guardians cover, because I finally got done with Terraria's thumbnail. That's great. Don't gotta worry about that anymore. Whoops. It's great to be done with a big project, you know? Especially one as big as Terraria Enigma Edition. Alright, is that everything? Everything wall-wise, at least? I like how we have like a very small area of enemies. Not many enemies. Just enough to be a little nuisance. Enough to find a way around. Alright, now for the keys, which should be that. Now for the lava, which should be that. Not much lava, but enough. Enough to require the crates being an important part of this puzzle solving section. Yeah, we could do that. I'll slather the ice around areas that, you know, don't have a full fill-in. Oh, I forgot about the locks. No problem, I can do that without any issues. And that shouldn't be an issue either, regardless. Okay. Now let's fill these in with ice. And fill these in with no ice. Okay. Also, don't forget the locks. Oh, I forgot some ice bits here, though. And now for the locks. Also, this is wrong. Easy fix, though. Whoops. That's not the button I wanted to press. Okay. There's no ice there. Oh, God, we lagged a bunch. Are we good? It's fine. I noticed the lag, and therefore I got pain. I got bone juiced. Or in this case, lag juiced. No, it's bone hurting juice. Now lag hurting juice. Because if you notice it, it hurts. But it's fine. I could have sworn I had figured out a different solution there, but I cannot find a solution there, nor do I want to spend hours trying to figure out what was the other way to do that. Because there's no way that anything would have worked there. You had to have placed a block down there, and there's a thing in the way to do that. And there's also this one up here, which there was no way to have gone about doing that. I mean, there's still intricate ways to solve this. You're over here with one crate thinking, I don't know how to do this. Maybe I bring another crate over. I just wish I could have done more there. I just wish I know what more I can do. I'm not exactly a puzzle-making master, and it surprises me when I make something cool and intricate, then it turns out it doesn't work. Because of reasons. I think I got everything here. This should be as simple as level 11, right? Yeah, 11. Yep. All right, perfect. I'm just going to go on ahead and revert this back and minimize. Actually, no, I'll exit out of it for now. So this has been taken care of. All I got to do now is go to my textures. Adjust this, which should be, what was it again? 1 and point. Yes, apply. Yeah. I should at this point know what that's all about, and yet for some reason I never do. Alright, let's get level 11's texture in. And that should be that. Let's do a quick save, and then let's head back to the mountainous crossroads. No. Go here. Go to... Also, I'll do this. 6B. Perfect. We will put you here. We will go on ahead and take you and put you over here and then hide you again. Now we just gotta work on the navigation, which we're gonna be going on the main path 2B, right? Wait, no, this is not navigation. Well, it is navigation. It's not the one I need to go to. I need to go here. So this one just needs a couple of corner turns. That shouldn't be too big of a problem, especially if we do 25 by 25 and then move them accordingly. I think. Huh? Ah, shit. Well, really fucked that one up now, didn't I? How did I not notice that? No clue. You know what? It's not a problem. Let me bring this up by 1 so I can see if this is in the right direction. It seems to be. Also, I need you to go to here. And I need you to go here. And 270. How did I make that blunder? No clue. But we know that... Okay, well... Fucking D. Okay, this really shouldn't be too hard of a fix to make. All I gotta do is just move some stuff around. How did I not notice? No clue. Also, you're an even number, which is very annoying. You know, you will stay even. If you need to be even, then you will be even. There should be some ones to work with here, and hopefully this should be fine. Oh god, I hope it is. It was a bit of a detour, but that should be fine. Yeah, that should be fine. At the very least, I think this is in the right spot it needs to be in. Great. So now all I gotta do is just come up with a level for this one. That's not where I wanted to go. I wanted to go to the follower, main camera, level hub. I have an idea. I see the path. Why not? I see the path. Or mechanical puzzle. Well, that works. Now let's go on ahead and build and run. Simple as that. And we will get our asses moving. As much as we can get our asses moving. I doubt I really have anything to watcheth at the moment. I mean, there's something there, so I can have that on for a small bit while I work on Nova Guardian's thumbnail for it. No, thumbnail. Series cover for a little bit. The whole series cover. I don't know how many characters I've made so far. Let's see. 4 times 6 is a 24. We have Fu, Mikey, older Mikey, Garzarid. And we have a little bit of work done with Vanessa, but not fully yet. So we got 28 characters outlined. I think we're more than halfway, so we're probably close to 3/4, I hope. I'm not sure. I'm hoping, because it would be a pain in the ass to have to do more outlines, but ideally we get the outlines worked on and finished. Like, we got as big of a head start as we could have gotten. I probably shouldn't have did Resident Evil 9 Insanity mode, but hey, I 100% the game. I don't have to worry about that anymore. Everything's good. Wow, this is taking a while. And I remember I placed the level in the assets folder, so that shouldn't be an issue, right? Shouldn't be. Better not be. All right, here we go. Load game. A good solid 61 levels completed, soon to be 62. I see the path. Now we get to listen to this with the actual music. I'm sure there's a way you can speed run through that, but ideally I don't want to die like an idiot. I mean, yeah, there are options there that shows you different routes to go. So some people aren't going to find the solution very quickly like I can, since, you know, we've done this long enough to at least know what needs to be done. Still feel like there's another way to do it, but we have a way, and it's the easiest way thus far. I was gonna say, do I want to move those, or should I just leave them there? Let's just focus on this puzzle, one puzzle at a time. What would be the quickest way out of here? This has to be here first. Then we need to get our ass over to here so we can push this where it needs to be. We could probably get this out right now. That's not going to be a problem. So then we could do that. Then we needed to go where precisely? Right down here. Now we can push you into place. Then we need to go down here and around town. There we go. And it all comes back to here really easy. Alright, let's do the quick and easy way to solve this puzzle. The way that makes the most sense for me to solve it. I just gotta not fuck this up. So what's the path? It's up here. Now all we gotta do is go here, here, here. Get my ass over here. And boom! Simple! 2 different ways to solve it. I mean, it's good to open up different possibilities to solve it if you're smart enough to know what you want to do to complete things. Now we should be going in the right spot. Yes. Perfect. And we'll just leave it here. Alright, great. I'm glad that all worked out in the end. Granted, there was a couple of things I wanted to do differently in the beginning section. I just couldn't figure out how to do it without it still ending up with it. I mean, we still had to use 2 crates. It's just that we didn't use the 2 crates in the way that I really wanted to use it, but it's fine. We solved the puzzle, we completed everything. Now we could just go on ahead, exit the game, and... So, as I close everything down, thank you all for watching today's episode of Game Crafter. It's a little bit longer because I'm thinking about how to do ice crate puzzles, and that's difficult to do when you don't really have a plan. But I managed, and it is a thinker if you didn't see this video, so regardless, thank you all for watching. I mean, by the time the game comes out, you'll probably forget the solution. Regardless, thank you all for watching today's episode of Game Crafters. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, subscribe for more, check out their playlist, of course. Previous episode of Game Crafters right over here, and the most recent episode of Subnautica, where we unlock limitless building to some extent, right over here. Anyways, thank you all for watching. I'll see you all in the next episode. Later.